bell. Ring the little bell. So you are notified when new videos drop, and there's going to be a lot of them about. Well, there always is a lot about. I always put a lot of content out. Actually, I've got more content right now than days to put it out. I'm going to have to put out more videos a day. Because I got a glut of content I need to put out that I've already recorded and uploaded. But we have a new Doctor Who episode coming up. For some reason, they decided to make more of this Doctor Who. It's bizarre to me. I've always said the absolute worst thing that can happen to Jodie Whittaker, Chris Chibnall, and the BBC is them to make more of this Doctor Who and to show it to people publicly, right? It always works out badly. I mean, even the Daleks was probably one of the best episodes they've done. The lowest rated ever, right? The lowest rated, it's unbelievable. And the more they show it, the more people are reminded how unbelievably garbage it is. So anyway, they got another episode coming out. So, okay, we're going to cover it. We're going to take the piss out of it. And let those good people at Doctor Who magazine have put together a pretty good preview of it, which, they're just leading into it now, right? They're just leading into it. They're not trying to pretend it's the best as ever. They're just going to say, this is what it is. This is what it is. And boy, are we going to have fun looking at what it is. Fine, before we get into the article, can you hit the like button? That'd be very, very nice. Can you hit the share button? Also very nice. Blah, you get me very nice twice in one, in a series of 2 clicks. But the nicest thing you could do, I could guess a hand job would be very nice, but it's I'm not holding out for that. The nice thing you could do, and again, I think rather cleaner than a hand job, would be hit the subscribe button. Wouldn't that be lovely? Yes, fantastic, double dozy. Hit that subscribe button. If you're subscribed on YouTube, please make sure you're still subscribed. If you're subscribed on Rumble, thank you. If you're not subscribed on either, subscribe on both, but mostly sign up to my Substack, my email newsletter. There's been a lot of good stuff I put out on there recently. I got comic books I'm putting out. I think this is going out on Friday or Saturday. Probably my guess Saturday, right? It depends how the whims catch me at the day. It's either going out. I'm recording on Thursday. But it's either going out on Friday or Saturday. Who knows what dares to treat, but this one, I guess you will know. Fine. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Oh yeah, so I was talking about Substack. That's what it was. I put out on Sundays. So yeah, if you sign up today, you get the first part of a new story in Ice Warriors, a one-piece strip that I do that goes weekly. If you want all the back issues that's last week, you sign up. You get this is all free. You get it all, right? And on the paid one, I've just sent out my Crown of the Empire issue 1 to the paid subscribers, and I think I'm going to do some digital art. I really kind of got into digital art. I can't say the word NFT. I'm not going to do it as NFT because people lost their minds when I said. I was looking to see what these NFTs were, and I found out digital art. I found that quite interesting. I started talking about it. People were like, nah! Well, I kind of understand why. Because now I've done a little bit more research, I understand that NFTs are make used car salesmen look honest. Yeah. So I'm probably doing more digital art, which I think is kind of fun. I just kind of enjoy. What's not kind of fun, and I don't kind of enjoy? Well, it'll be this, wouldn't it? So the new Doctor Who magazine is out with their preview of Legend of the Sea Devil. I have not read this yet, right? I have not read this. I'm going to read it with you live. Right, and I'm going to take the piss as we go, right? As we go, I think that's the way to go. Legend in the making. I mean, God, nothing says 2022 more than this, does it? The stunning and brave female pirate being stunning and brave, who's also Chinese, because they're getting the twofer, right? They're getting the twofer of obnoxious racism in the guise of anti-racism, which is there's a big spike in Asian hate crimes. They blamed Trump, but really it was it was the other side of the aisle. It's like these Asian hate crimes are perpetrated almost exclusively by black people. Black people, in the Black Lives Matter realm of the universe. I'm not intimating that if your skin color happens to be black, you have a propensity for violence against Asian people. No. No. I am saying that that's a group of people that have been deeply manipulated by nefarious politicians and ended up being violent to Asian people, right? So there you go. So yeah, nothing is like quite 2022 like this. Landlubbers Marcus Earth and Emily and Cook set sail for Chris Chibnall and the guest cast of Doctor Who's new swashbuckling adventure. Pre-production on Legend of the Sea Devils began with Doctor Who production of the team. We're looking forward to life beyond COVID. Really? It seems like when do you, like? I'm still looking forward to life beyond COVID. What like I understand everyone's got rid of every restriction apart from here in Israel, in Canada and Australia, but it's still around, isn't it? I mean, it's still a thing. No one could have predicted that it would have it will be screened at the time when Europe was preoccupied with a very different menace. Excuse me. I actually predicted it. Excuse me. Yes. No. Nobody. This guy did. Right. This guy did. I told you it was coming. I said it was coming. Just wait. I think it's all going to be okay, though. Okay. Anybody's nervous out there? I think it will be okay. But I've been wrong about a lot of things. We knew we'll need escapism more than ever. Oh man, yeah, but we're not. Are we going to get it? No. We're going to get Thasmin, right? I think there's going to be a bunch of Thasmin going on in this. Says showrunner Chris. That's what I didn't know it was Christian. I did the wrong word. We knew we needed escapism more than ever. Dude, we need to escape from the old Doctor Who. That's what we need. Escapism from the old Doctor Who. Awful. And I can say this with quite some authority right now because I'm doing deep dive reviews of really dissecting the early episodes, which I kind of glossed over, and they're much worse than you think. They are much worse than you remember. Well, at least much worse than I remember. But I don't think we really need it quite this much. Excuse me! This guy did. Okay, I said we did. This I wonder when he was being interviewed by this. The war started in Ukraine about a month ago. When was it? It was February 22nd. So it's been going through. Yeah, it's probably been fine. Okay. I honestly, he's probably holding out that people are going to be preoccupied with that and not watch his Doctor Who because then they'll know how bad it is. The script didn't actually begin with the ambition to resurrect the amphibious monsters themselves. Really? I'm somewhat surprised about that. We wanted to do a story about the pirate by a pirate queen, and we had a script in development for Flux. It explains Chris. We couldn't make it work in time for all sorts of reasons. What episode would that have been? Okay. But it seemed like a great idea. Chris. Oh, sorry, I wasn't in the right voice. We couldn't make it work in time for all sorts of reasons. But it seemed like a great idea. Chris, mate. Anything you think is a good idea is inevitably a bad idea. And we have overwhelming scientific data to back this up now, don't we? I mean, how much more data? Anything you think is a good idea is a bad idea. When we started to think about the 13th Doctor Final 3 specials, it was supposed to be fun too, we thought, well, the pilot would be great for Easter Bank Holiday. Yes, because everybody thinks chocolate eggs and Asian pirates. They go together. It's the same thing. We dropped the original story. We dropped the original story when we started thinking about Madam Ching. Okay. What do you mean you dropped the original story? We dropped the... Oh, okay, I don't know that. Former Casualty star Crystal Yu knew more about Madam Ching before she was cast. Madam Ching knew all about Madam Ching before the role was cast. We all think about Blackbeard being the most ferocious pirate at the time. Yeah, fair enough. Or pirates being piratey things, doing pirates, that sort of thing. At the peak of his career, he commanded something like 20 ships with 500 men. Madam Ching, however, commanded roughly 1,500 ships with 1,800 men. Okay, although some historical sources say it could have been 20,000 men. Oh, and she was the brains of a big organization to help unify all the pirate clans from Vietnam to Taiwan. Bring peace to the South China Seas for the first time. Well, blimey, maybe she... yeah, I'm going to take a guess that she would be a better leader than what we have right now. But I'm sorry. Listen, okay. I've recently rewatched Rosa, right? And I know how wildly historically inaccurate you were with that, right? I don't trust you for anything, all right? Maybe she was a big. I don't know. But I know I don't trust you to tell me anything. Critical research in the character was serendipitous. God, look at it! Look at that! Jodie Whittaker acting. This cost like again. Why? Where's the rainbow? I thought that she's all about the bloody rainbow. About towards the end of 2019, just before the pandemic, she said, I knew about Zhang Bo, who was initially her adopted son and later her husband. Okay, wait. Her adopted son and later her husband. That's a bit Will Smithish, isn't it? A bit Will and Jada. Ew. Come here, son. That's really gross. Okay, that's really gross. Because I grew up in Hong Kong, there's a cave dedicated to her. In 2021, I read The Flower Boat Girl, a novel by Larry Feng. He spent 10 years researching Madam Ching for a book which taught me a lot about her. So she read a book about her. When auditioning for Madam Ching came up, I already felt like I knew. Okay, so that worked out well. I left home at a young age. She moved to UK when she was 11. Anything to do with the Chinese takeover of Hong Kong? Maybe. How old is she now? She was. I'm reckoning. Well, it's 99. So let's say she was 11 in 99. Then she was like, what was that? 23, 30, so 34. She looks about that. Obviously, our life to live with a child was much more privileged than Madam Ching's, but at the time it felt like it was me against the world. So I don't really care about her, this person, right? Playing casualty doctor, blah blah blah. Everything was all. Where was it? You see, I played a doctor on Casualty, and when you when you had a break, you would go to the canteen and you'll see other actors playing doctors and nursing, but you would also see the actors dressed as aliens. Everything else, so they made it in the same place as Doctor. It was there. They had a big sign saying "No entry." Look, okay, no entry. Is that her from Casualty? I guess. Fine. I just wanted to glimpse behind the doors and see the alien squid people, where they came from. Chris worked with back here. Chris worked with Ella Roder on the script. Now, why? I don't understand. I think this is a bit more diversity hiring, virtue signaling, right? Seems to me. On the script for the episode that depicts a noble female figure from history. We approached Ella to help us write this one. She's a really talented, we really like her voice. Okay. In our story, Madame Ching is on a mission to track down the lost treasure of Fleur de la Mer, a ship that may have been washed up in the waters around the area where we start the story. She unleashes a terrifying evil that the Doctor has to help everyone deal with. What, the Orange Man? He's back, is he? I mean, that's the only thing you guys talked about as a terrifying bloody evil. That terrifying evil will be familiar to any Doctor Who fan with a long memory. Again, long memories. They told us a few weeks ago inflation will be transitory. Now they're saying that never happened. I mean, I don't know. Like, what type of long memory are you talking about in 2022? You can spend a lot of time trying to invent the nemesis for a story set in the seas of historical China, said Chris. But then you realise it'll be amazing to put a different tribe or sect of sea devils to see to what we've seen before into this setting. Why not put the tribe? Okay. The idea that Joe is facing sea devil pirates is irresistible. Again, Chris, mate. Again, anything that you think is awesome invariably isn't. Right? Anything you think is awesome invariably is not the case. What's this bit? Down to the wire. One of Chris Review's highlights was Later is able to shoot a scene where managing has Dan Bishop and Ying Kei Adam Mercy. Managing catches them on a show. Who cares? Okay, she liked filming this bit. Felt like it was an action. Okay, who cares? Oh, look at that, real Doctor Who. And we're back. Back in 2010, Chris this is where it starts. Yeah, back in 2010. Chris, two-part story, The Hungry Earth and Cold Blood, which wasn't very good, was it? It was a really weak one in that season. Pitted 11th Doctor Matt Smith against the Sea Devil cousins, the Silurians. Chris was quick to acknowledge the debt he owes to the writer who came up, blah, blah, blah. Everybody contributed to Doctor Who Echo down through the years. Not you, mate. Not you, okay? You have not contributed. You have been a bit of a problem, okay? All those writers, Malcolm Hughes, yeah, he was a great writer. It's clearly one of the greats, yeah, again. If I may misquote Will Smith, take Malcolm Hughes' effing name out your mouth. So much better you say it with the Jodie accent. He feels like a really important part of Doctor Who firmament. Yeah, so you decided to take a crap on him then. Okay. As well acquainted with Sea Devils and Silurians, his ideas were so rich and get richer over time. The absolute opposite of your ideas, mate. The so rich. I mean, do you remember you talking to Pittman Chain Baker when you were a kid? Don't you think it's a little boring? Again, I'm watching your episodes closely. Even the ones overseen by talented, competent writers like the Silurian one, Hungry Earth, Cold Blood. There's incredible layers to the script. There is no layer to your script, right? There is, evil white male patriarchy bad, right? That's really there's no subtlety whatsoever in any of your scripts, and there's really no internal logic either, right? It's because you're not very good at your job. I mean, there's no other way of really saying it. But I think he was very connected to the world around him. Again, I think that might be the problem you're having, right? You live in an insane bubble. I just did a deep review of arachnids in the UK, and like, how disconnected are you from the world around you that you thought that was a good idea to do 15 minutes of taking the piss out of an incredibly successful and popular president because you and your other people in your teeny tiny bubble said he was an evil mini pants who's going to destroy the world. Well, how's that working out, right? How's that working out, moron? Right, exactly. I just, like, how disconnected could you possibly be? It's unbloody believable. His life stories that has resonance and metaphorical meaning. Again, if you like this, why do you produce your garbage? A lot of the stuff that we get accused of being woke about Malcolm Hughes was doing over 50 years ago. You lying piece of shit! No! No! He was doing it with talent. He had characters with, like, layers and reality. Nothing like the garbage you put out. You write two-dimensional garbage tier moronic nonsense so you can put your woke nonsense at the front of it. He wrote detailed, sophisticated stories that wrapped around ideas and people and human beings. God, we get accused of being woke, whatever that means. What's that mean? It means you lost most of your viewing audience. Well, television audiences in general have declined. Yes, because they're all run by you moron! You got there pretty visibly right there. Look at the Green Death in 1973. So the Green Death in 1973 was doing all these woke things that you're doing now. Why is it you feel a need to, shatter that glass ceiling? You're saying it was all done. 73, how many years ago was that? Was it 83, 93, 2003? 50 years ago! Man. Chris acknowledged that depicting sea devils in a setting of 19th century Asia was ambitious. Yeah, okay, fine. Yeah, some things he says it's true. A bit like recreating the Crimea War for the Centurion episode. Not really. They had to find a muddy field, right? You had to find. Although, having said that, that episode looked gorgeous, right? The cinematography in that was really good. But again, it's a muddy field. Where are you going to find Chinese villages? Muddy fields seem somewhat easier to come across than a Chinese village from the 14th century. It was really important we didn't let the level of ambition go down for our last couple of episodes. Excuse me, mate. Your last story, your holiday special, because heaven forfend it'll be a Christmas special. Your holiday special was set in a storage unit. Really? That didn't seem to have such a massive level of ambition. For all sorts of reasons, we had to make the New Year's Day special, even the Daleks, really self-contained. Okay. The time loop story helped us make an essential one-set production. You filmed it all, yeah, exactly. And if you hadn't done that, it might not have existed. Oh, I wish you hadn't done that, so it wouldn't have existed. That would have been much better. It was really touch and go, and again, I would be much happier if it was gone rather than touched, right? Man, that's a bummer. Yeah, it's like this. It's like when two planes nearly hit each other. They call it a near miss. Well, we nearly no. A near miss is when they hit each other, right? Well, we nearly missed. Helped us. The time loop story helped us into one thing. Anyway, it would touch and go fine. But this meant we could consider doing a big number at Easter and a big finale in autumn. Well, they said it's going to be huge. It's like a 90-minute wading through. It's going to be so embarrassingly bad, right? It's going to be so embarrassingly. But again, I mean, listen. Honestly. How does it compare to being embarrassingly bad about choosing the wrong politics that lead directly to a global financial meltdown, inflation, and nuclear war? I mean, this seems a small fry in comparison, but I do like Doctor Who, so I think it's kind of the same. Like even the Daleks and the 6th episode of Flux, the Legend of the Sea Devils was shot under COVID restrictions. We couldn't go abroad. Oh no, says Chris. And that made us even more dependent on design, costume, and CJ. We had a lot of conversation about how we're going to recreate a historical setting. Duff Shurma. Okay, Duff Shurma has done an incredible job on the sets, and I think he probably has, or she has. I have no idea. They have, right? I think they probably have. But for what, right? Ray Holman has stepped up to the plate once again with costumes and D-Neg. What's D-Neg? D-Neg and D-Neg have really pulled it out of the bag for effect. I thought they were using them called milk or something, weren't they? I know I say this all the time, but it's been a monumental team effort. Yes, led by a moron at the top. As we've already seen in the teaser and the last issue of I'm gonna guess it's gonna be Doctor Who magazine. Last issue of Doctor Who magazine. The appearance of the I'm doing the Chris voice. I just got into it. Doctor Who magazine. The appearance of the Sea Devils is faithful to their first appearance in 1972, all the way back then. It was important for me to honour John Freeland's original design, says Chris. Changing them in any significant way didn't feel like it was the right decision for this story, and maybe they just didn't have time and couldn't work it out because he wanted to put that familiar design in an unfamiliar context. Well, again, I don't believe you because that seems like an intelligent statement, and I haven't seen you do any of those before. We thought it'd be fun, and we thought some would come out of that. I hate to say that. He is right? I mean, don't you wish this was a Rusty Davies or Stephen Moffat era? Like, historical Sea Devils in China? All that stuff's pretty darn good. You just know the content of it's going to be garbage beyond garbage, right? So there'll be, so there's been some augmentation here and there, but nothing major. The next question is, what were they going to wear? I said to Ray, Think about sea devils on the 19th century pirate ship. What would those sea devils wear? This has been subconscious, but probably approached the sea. Oh no, this has been subconscious, but we probably approach the sea devils in the same way we approach the Sontarans in Flux. Listen, the way you approach the Sontarans in Flux is we have completely destroyed Doctor Who. It's used to be incredibly popular, and now everybody runs screaming for it. We've got to put something in there that people recognize, right? We've got to put something in that people recognize to bring them back. Like, they could redesign the Silurians back in the Matt Smith years, because people are going to watch it, right? People are watching it for Matt Smith. They're not watching it for a 30 or 50-year-old monster. They're watching it for, Matt Smith, good stories, Karen Gill. They're watching it for Doctor Who. They're not watching yours or anything, because they know it's lecturing garbage, right? So they say, well, let's put something in that people recognize. Oh, Sontarans, in they go. And having said that, your Sontarans, freaking awesome design, right? Better than the Russell Davies is in my opinion. Same as not the Ice Warriors, the Cybermen. So we thought carefully about how we would retain the reference to the classic design while making them look great for now. They really don't. They really don't. So you'll see references to the string vest the Sea Devils wore in the 70s. But the new costumes that were given just feel white. So the reference to the string vest is they put leather, seems to be pink leather, over a fishing net, right? So you got that string look molded into the leather, which I think is quite clever, right? Anything that's not that's not to do with a story, script, or acting, I think they're probably on good, reasonably strong ground, firm ground, I should say. The episode was directed by Olu Wang. Again, that seems a bit of a diversity hire, right? Who's making a television debut? Oh my god! I'm making a television debut with a scenario that's demanding even by recent Doctor Who, recent Doctor Who. We made it one of our tasks as a team to try and really find exciting directors who are on the cusp of big things. Oh, and it's just coincidental she's an Asian woman, right? That had played nothing into it, right? His name was Bert Smith from Clapham, and he was white as a sliced loaf. He wouldn't have got a look in, would he? No, of course not. That's good. BAFTA have identified her as one of the top filmmaking talents in the country. Really? I mean, listen. I always get burnt by this, right? I always get burnt by saying, well, maybe we should give it the benefit of that. Maybe we should be nice. Haven't seen it yet. But yeah, the truth is the direction of Eve of the Daleks was very good. And it was, I think it was her first TV gig as well. But this seems, Even the Daleks was a bottle episode set in a warehouse. This is a huge effect. I don't know. It sounds like it's going to be awful. It sounds pretty bad. We saw a beautiful short film that she directed, the Pregnant Ground in 2019. Oh yeah, the Pregnant Ground. That sounds to me like somebody is a shoo-in for Doctor Who, right? I wonder what the Pregnant Ground was about. What was it about? The finding of frozen ice warriors from 1,000 years, from 10,000 years ago? No. I think it was probably about some form of grievance against the Western world. Would be my guess, right? Would be my guess. And after meet her, she's a brilliant filmmaker, and I think she's at the start of what will be an incredible career. But again, how would she know she's been hired on a talent or not? Because you're just looking for somebody who has the right skin color and the right genitals. I really believe that's what's going on with you. She was really excited by the huge job that she got for no apparent reason, by the story. Yeah, that's what she told you, mate. That's what she told you. Oh yeah, no. I'm really excited about the story. Yes, no, really love. I'm so excited. Is this check cashable? I'm really excited about the territory. Really wanted to come to the world of Doctor Who because she's always bet she's grown up with Doctor Who and wanted to do stuff in it all her life. She threw everything at we threw everything at her with the story. Pirate ships, underwater monsters, and she was a delight to work with. Okay, fine. Me love you long time. I think you might have heard that more than once. I was just in the grade with her for a few weeks ago. She's a major find. I mean, maybe she is. right? Maybe she is, but how many times have I been burnt by this? No swashbuckling adventure will be complete without some swordplay, and Eleven of the Sea Devils there's no exception. We had to do lots of fight choreography. Oh, I was that wrong person. So we had to do lots of fight choreography. Says Marlo Chan Reeves, who plays Ye Kane. It was hard to focus. I just got caught at the Chris voice. Okay. It was hard to focus on all the blocking and the very specific, which was very specific, and you had to finish in the right position. That's also true of Paul, actually, as well. I hate to say it. But yes, obviously, really, you had to hit it hard enough to make it look like you're putting some force into it, but you don't want to actually hurt someone. Well, okay, I won't comment on that. One of the things I found difficult and actually quite embarrassing Emits, there's a bit where I'm on a pirate ship and I have to kick a sword away. We went through so many takes because I kept messing up the kick. I'd either kick it way too hard and everybody would be like, don't break it! Or I wouldn't kick it hard enough and it would just look pathetic. I think it was one of the hardest things I had to do. Did you get a paycheck? Then shut up. Stop your whining. I've never had sword training before, but stunt coordinator Crispin Leah made it fun. Well, as long as you had fun, because, you know, that's the point of work, right? That's the point of labor. Make sure you're having fun. Do you want to move it? Arthur Lee, who plays Ji-hun, so they gave us sequences to learn, and I went home and I just kept repeating those sequences. Oh, you mean like how you learn? Really? Yes, that's how you learn things, by doing it over and over again, right? It works with dogs too. At home and in the gym until I got it. We practiced with the coordinators as well, and there are some major perks of it. These are some of the major perks of being an actor. It's something that's so much fun, you feel a bit guilty about doing it. Okay, well, I wish Chibnall felt guilty about being so awful, right? Don't you wish if was this one the new ones or the old? Oh, that's the new one, I think. Right. By the way, I do kind of like the neck. I think the sculpt on the neck is pretty good. Facing off against the Sea Devils added a surreal twist. This mutant fish humanoid hybrid towered over me, says Arthur. They're not mutant fish human hybrid. Okay, for whatever. There are times when I'm bowing down to it, and that never quite settles well when you're talking to a massive fish-like thing. But the Sea Devil costumes are so intricately designed, and Craig Ells embodies the character. He was good as the doggy thing of Narcissus. Okay, so I forgot it was him in there, and this guy is, this is a guy I probably had a beer with the night before. It was a really weird experience. He continues, an amazing part. Amazing part that much of it was actually there. I was expecting green screen, but the custom built ship and the costume made it all good. Chris sums up the 30% makes a big broad fun. It's lovely to have a classic monster back, right? Lovely to have a classic monster back. Really nice, really lovely. So this preview goes on, and I think we might continue because I really want to read this next bit by Ella Road, right? I really want to find out more. Like, what does she like? How does she get this gig, right? Let's see what they have to say. Fine. Oh, come on. Ella Road is having something of a moment when Doctor Who magazine catches up with her Zoom. She's in Mexico working on American movies she's not allowed to talk about. I mean, she's actually working on the movie and you're not allowed to talk about it? Okay. Not allowed to talk about, but in the last couple of years she's performed rewrites on a massive action film. She can't say much. Okay, well, is there anything you can talk about? Really? And scripted 2 episodes of 10%, never seen it. Nobody's seen it. The much anticipated star-studded UK remake of the Francis hit comedy Call My Agent. Okay, in the middle of that, she also co-written Legend of the Sea Devils. Sounds like she's done that much. It sounds like also she's in an industry which really, really is very desperate to hire women to pretend that they, they didn't doggedly support Harvey Weinstein for years and years and years and like honestly, why is the entertainment industry so into making children like sexualizing children, right? I mean, they're really. I mean, see the Oscars this week, other than the slap. It was they're really against anything to stop sexualizing children. It's a job. Fine. Here's the problem. It's a job that came about. Ella explains, not through any of those high-profile commissions, but via her voluntary work, leading theatre workshops for children. At one of these workshops, her colleagues included Doctor Who script editor Rebecca Roghan. The workshops involve a lot of coming up with stories really quickly, pulling together lots of elements within hours or sometimes minutes, and being completely uninhibited. Right? I hadn't realized how well that work served me as a writer because in order to be able to write something, especially something like Doctor Who, you're able to put talking about. You've got to be silly, right? So coming up with ideas proved a key attribute when it came to crafting the Doctor's first remake, blah, blah, blah. It was a kind of mad, accelerated process. Yeah, this seems like it was done on the fly. I was brought on board on Thursday. I was in Wales by Monday. That sounded like they were desperate. They needed somebody. Brainstorming with Chris and the amazing script editors, Becky and Caroline. So it was kind of immediate entry, literally deep sea diving. But okay, what's your background? Like, do you have any background at all in science fiction? This stuff ever interested you before? When they first called me up, I assumed they'd have a story and they want me to write. I assumed they'd have a story and they want me to write the episode. Okay, but they also want me to come up with the story. Well, I can't stand that. You separating the story from the script. Okay. We had 3 really intense days at the beginning, sitting in Chris's house in Wales, just coming up with stuff. I mean, why was this done on the fly? So it doesn't sound like there's going to be much connection to the rest of the ongoing art stuff, right? Chris wanted to place at the sea that was an historical setting, nautical, ideally in Asia, where Ella's suggestion was 19th century pirate. Oh, so she came up with the pirate leader Zheng Yishao, aka Madam Ching. She came up with the idea, fine. She features in lots of stories throughout history, but her actual character is quite slippery and hard to pin down. What about her? They're like, okay, yeah, like we got to find a stunning and brave woman to be stunning and brave, right? It was fun. What was fun about Sea Devils is they're pre-existing Doctor Who characters. We kind of have a clean slate in terms of how we approach them. What? Let me read that again. Even though they are pre-existing Doctor Who characters, we have why? Why do you have a clean slate? How they speak and what their objectives are. It was quite. Then why bring them back? Oh, bring them back because you want to make it very recognizable. People see them, but you don't want to have any connection with what made them great. Obviously, how about have a sit down and watch the Sea Devils? How about that? Have a sit down and watch a few Malcolm Hughes stories. Idiot. How about do that? No. It was quite a gift, really. And that's it was really, and that's something that's part of Doctor Who, a repertoire, but have loads of fun and creative freedom. Yeah, but you have too much creative freedom. We come up with something that's unrecognizable, right? Completely unrecognizable as Doctor Who. As a child, the wilderness years, she was born in 91. Okay, so wait a minute, she was like 15 when it came back. If she was born in 91, she was what? How old? Yeah, she must have been 2005 is when it came back. It was 14, so she would have been prime age for it. Okay, fine. I told Chris I didn't know a lot about Doctor Who, and he said, "Don't worry, that's my job. You suck at your job, mate. You suck at your job. I want you for your brain and your ideas and your fresh energy." I did the first 3 drafts, and I had a blah 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 who cleaned it up or muddled it up. It was such a quick turnaround. Even then, even before I finished the first draft, I was in meetings with the next page. Okay, I think that's probably the best picture I've seen of it so far. You know, I was in meeting with who? So she knows nothing about Doctor Who, science fiction, and she has a history of doing social political plays. Tina and the costume people, all amazingly creative people. They have on Doctor Who talking about what we wanted. See, you know, back in Barry Letzer's day, when he would write a script, he would go as a writer, and he would say he wouldn't be constrained by ability, by what you're able to do. You just work it out afterwards, and that's how you came up with incredible things, right? They never stopped to work out how can we do a planet of giant ants and wasp people. They just did it, and it's freaking glorious. Where was it? Welcome to Doctor Who. Talking about what we wanted, I wouldn't necessarily say it was the least stressful way of working, but it was actually a lot of fun. Problem with script surgery on an action movie in a couple of years ago had given us some experience of writing on the hoof she muses. Which she can't say what the movie is, though. Okay. For a writer, so much of your work is sitting in at your desk in your room, so probably the times I've learnt the most is when they chuck me into... Well, when you actually have to do some work, all right? You've got 1 week at Pinewood with 2 film units. What can you do? Okay. I'm getting bored now. Let's try and find something else talking about this. Where did she go on set for Legend Sea Does? I did it. It was amazing because I remember sitting in my room writing. Let's open a scene in a market, and suddenly there was a market in Wales because I came from an acting background. And none of this sounds good, does it? None of this sounds good. It was kind of nice being anonymous on the sidelines. Actors never think it's nice to be anonymous on the sidelines, okay? Actors are the most narcissistic people in the human race I've ever met. But also quite odd because as a writer, I feel like a bit of a lemon not having to do. I'll just sit around and watch. I'll enjoy it. I'll soak it up. Okay, graduating Oxford School of Drama. Okay, probably actually got a start and things. I just find writing very empowering. Her writing got off to a flying start with a debut play, The Phlebotomist. Okay, was nominated for an Olivier Award in 2018. Darling, it's probably part of the Me Too stuff, right? It's probably part of the Me Too stuff. Oh, here's interesting. I'm very interested in sci-fi. And most of my writing has some kind of sci-fi element. That's good news. That's actually quite optimistic. Though I didn't see the Phlebotomist as sci-fi, whatever it is, when I started it was just something I was considering to be a really interesting medical sociological issue. The health inequality and extremes of neoliberalism. Oh God, I don't want to hear it. Oh God, every writer just needs to shut up and be able to write. Okay, but I did kind of push it to the extreme and became more sci-fi. And since I kept being offered sci-fi work, I'm like, am I a sci-fi writer now? No. But I love it. Okay, the reason you're being offered sci-fi work is because they don't want to offer white men sci-fi work, right? Because that's the way the world has inverted in 2018 onwards, right? Yes, you're going to be really shocked, right? If maybe this is gonna be good. I don't know, but you're going to be really, really shocked if ever the entertainment industry goes back to being a meritocracy, right? Yes. So how does writing big blockbusters compare? And again, stop mentioning the big blockbusters if you can't bloody talk about them. Am I sci-fi right now? Correct. The actual process of writing isn't that different because the ideas are just big in both, even if the execution isn't. Having moved rapidly through the worlds of theatre, television, now movies. Yeah, this is her career. Is the Me Too era, right? Is the absolute Me Too era. I mean, maybe she's good, but I don't know. I doubt it. So, from what I've seen of this, having moved rapidly through things looking very bright for Ella Road. Yeah, unless merit becomes important again. I hope so. She says modestly. I have come up with quite a lot of. I've had to deal with quite a lot of imposter syndrome, which I think is very normal in the industry you work in. Yeah, well, it is right now for women, right? For women, especially if you're trans and gay, right? You get handed these jobs, and your first instinct is, why me? Can I really do this? That's the correct instinct. The instinct is because you're a diversity hire, right? That's what it is to be a diversity hire. When you go, why am I getting this? It doesn't seem like I'm ready for this in my career. No, because you're a diversity hire. So this does not sound good. Constant internal battle. I bet Malcolm Hugh didn't have that problem, right? I bet he didn't have that bloody problem. Okay, what do I need to learn? It was definitely there at the start of this movie I'm working on, but now I feel I've hit my stride. So it's all right. No one's seen anything you've done yet, darling, right? Wait till and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because things not being popular, things being really, really bad doesn't really matter in this day and age. And that's just the bottom line. It just doesn't matter, right? I mean, you've seen Star Trek Discovery? No, nobody has. It's garbage. It's absolutely garbage. Then I was offered this fun job on Call My Agent, and I really I had 2 plays cancelled during lockdown. Then I've been working on work for ages. Then I offered this really fun job on Call My Agent, and then this really fun job on Doctor Who. And my world is pretty heavy to be able to sit down and write this kind of escapist sci-fi fantasy. This is a swashbuckling bomb. It was a gift. It was a yes. Everything you said makes it sound like you're a diversity hire, right? Sounds like you're a diversity hire. Whoa, what's this? Let's leave this box out. This looks like a good way to close. Love and Monsters. It's not just the ideas that are big on Doctor Who. It's got supersized emotions too. When we last saw them at the end of Eve of the Daleks, Dr. Nyaz, a.k.a. Phasmin, oh, yes, we're there, appear to be feeling their way towards a crunch point. I think that's called a vagina, actually, in their evolving relationship. This is a thread that carries into Legend of the Sea Devils. Oh, they're going full Phasmin. I thought so. I really enjoyed that, says Ella. You know why you really enjoy that? Because you don't know much about Doctor Who, darling. That's why. It's not a huge part of the episode, but I think it's good to be able to include those real... Nothing's real about these performances. Those real relationship questions that people can relate to. Nobody relates to this! Nobody relates to it. Nobody relates to it. Outside that whole sci-fi aspect of the show, the question of whether or not to enjoy a relationship for what it is versus worrying about the future, that's a very universal thing. No, it's not a very universal thing. You get married and you spend your life with one person, right? That's the right way of doing it. That's the way you are. If you do that, you don't go, oh, well, what about it? No, you're going to be with the same person forever, right? That's the way you should go into this. It felt very special tonight on a very special Doctor Who to be able to write a queer relationship in the series. As a queer person myself, why am I handed these work? Why am I handed all this work? As a queer person myself, you just answered your question. It felt like I had an opportunity to explore something it all fits in place. So something in a way that was quite subtle and actually quite delicate. Quite delicate in that it broke Dr. Bloody Who. Fine. I think we know what to expect, right? I do think we know what to expect. Nothing good. 2 weeks to go, baby. 2 weeks to go. The clock is ticking. The clock is ticking. Join me for my live reaction to it in 2 weeks. And I'm just going to make a guess. It's not going to be a favourable one. It is not going to be favourable. My name is Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.